welcome to One Man's Collection. Today I am looking at the 53rd issue of the Ferrari Collection. This is the Ferrari BB512 LM edition. Beautiful 3D model on this one. 143 scale, die cast. We'll take a look at that towards the end. Obviously different to the one that's on the pictures here. Blue one rather than red. I am going to take a closer look at this issue magazine first. Not in high detail, but if you do want to read the whole article, you will have to pause the video. So in this particular issue, we've got the single-seaters, which is the 126C Ferrari F1 racer. I think I've already looked at that in a model and issue. Competition model, the 512BB Le Mans, 1978. That's the one we have here today. Also, the production models in this one is the Formula One Influence Coupe, the F430, which I think we have a car of those as well. I don't know if I've already done that. Getting close towards the rear end of this collection. And the poster, which I haven't taken out, is of that car as well. All right, let's have a look at this. Ferrari's first turbo F1 racer unveiled in 1981. The 126C single-seater took over from initially successful 312T models that were now technologically dated. Yeah. Probably when I was getting old enough to actually appreciate some of this, but I do remember having a little AFX slot car about this shape. Don't know what happened to it. It might be packed away somewhere. This one, rear engine, 120 degree V6, just under 1.5 litre, 580 brake horsepower, 11,000 RPM, unknown top speed, made only in 1981, and they don't know how many they produced. Okay. Cool cutaway view there. Double success for Villeneuve at Monaco. Villeneuve started the front row next to Brabham Ford of Brazilian Nelson Piquet and pole. Piquet led for a race for 53 laps, after which he was forced to retire following a crash. Alan Jones Williams Ford then took the lead for another 18 laps, but he was then impaired by gearbox problems. Villeneuve took advantage of the rivals' problems and went on to take his and the 126C's first victory of the season. Yeah, very cool. When was that? What year was that? Doesn't actually say. 81, wasn't it? Or 79? Hang on. Now I've already forgotten. It was 81, wasn't it? Yeah, 81. So 1980 world champion was Alan Jones. Okay. Villeneuve and the 126C, a great combination. Yeah. On to the 512BB Le Mans, 1978. Many Ferraris have successfully taken part in the Le Mans 24-hour, from the 250 GT Blenetted of 1959 through the boxes of subsequent years, of which the 512BB Le Mans was a gem. Designed to compete in the Le Mans 24-hour, the 512BB was significantly modified compared to the first BB competition cars. The body was styled by Pininfarina and much improved aerodynamically. Yeah, and a lot less like your street cars. Impressive Le Mans pedigree. Capable of developing about 270 brake horsepower, the 250 GT LWB won the GT category in 1959 Le Mans 24-hour. When driven by Bleaton and Dernier, who also finished third overall. In 1960, okay, keeps going. I'm not going to read the whole story there. You can pause the video and have a read of that. Obviously, they've had pedigree there. Here's the poster. Car in red with number 20. And this is the other side of that particular model. Engine in this one is a rear longitudinal flat 12, just under 5 litres, 500 brake horsepower at 7,800 RPM, 320 km/h or 199 mph top speed. And they're made between 76 and 81. There were 27 produced. Very cool. I think a lot of the design that went into this ended up in a few years in the F40 from Aerodynamics and the likes, I believe. I think we read that in one of the other earlier issues of this magazine. All right, so what do we get? They got 12th in the 1979 Le Mans, in 1980, 7th in the Silverstone, 10th in the Le Mans 24-hour, 81, 9th at Mugello, Monza, 15th, Le Mans 5th, getting better. Not really getting any wins though. 82, they got a 9th, 17th, 6th, and 10th. Yeah, it's getting in the top 10, but not really high. And 84, so it's probably getting a little long in the tooth. The Sebring 12-hour came 23rd. Wow. Ferrari's F1 Infused Roadster. So this is moving on to the F430. It's a good looking car, this one. Now, all of the cars that we do feature in these magazines, I believe we do actually get a model car of them. So I may have already shown off the F430. I don't actually remember. But very nice. Wind tunnel tested aerodynamic profile. Yeah, good looking car. Super Sporty has a mid-rear longitudinal 90-degree V8. 4.308 cc, so just over a 4.3. 490 brake horsepower at 8,500 RPM. Top speed of 315 kilometers per hour or 196 mile an hour. And they were produced between 2004 and 2009, but it doesn't say how many were produced. Okay. Looking at the next issue, this will be issue number 54. You get a 612, now how do I pronounce that? Scaglietti model. We'll check that one out in next week's issue. All right, put this aside, take a closer look at this particular car. Now it's got a very metallic blue paint job to it and a bunch of yellow sponsorship, actually all the way around. It's all yellow. And the stars on the bonnet there. Can actually see I've got a little bit of dust in there. I've tried to keep this clean, but it's not been sitting in its packet. Do have the lights down low and even some more sponsorship. Can't quite see inside there. I think it's just black. Yeah, radiator. Moving around, some deep dish 5-spoke wheels. Traditional Ferrari stuff. I'll have a look at the engine in a second. There's the rear end. That actually come up quite well. I do think that the Ferraris in this magazine collection have come up really well. They've made them quite well. Look at the engine in that. Okay, most of it's silver. There's a little bit of black underneath, but most of that is actually silver. And some of these, see if I can get a light and put it in there. Some of these actually have extra red stuff on them as well. Like, okay, look, it's modelled. It's not actually painted though. Inside the vehicle, we do have gauges. Can we get that in focus? Probably not. Can I see in from this side? Too much light focusing, I think. There's actually gauges in behind the wheel there. Well done. I'm going to put that on the turntable. Hang on, I'm going to have a look underneath. We do have a large muffler there with all four going in and then all four coming out. Very good. I'm going to put that on the turntable and take a closer look without my hands in the way. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with issue number 54 next week. Cheers. Bye.